Hey guys, I'm Dr. Burchett. I'm an ER doctor. I went to Notre Dame undergrad and KU Med for med school, graduated in 2006. This is a video for pre-meds. I've talked about how to get into medical school, saying you need to focus on grades and scores, number one. This is a video where I'm going to talk about how to get good grades, okay? This is what I would do if I had to go back into college and or if I study now. But number one is I would find someone at the beginning of the semester who has taken this class before and done well, and ask them what they did. Did they go to lecture and take all the notes? Were the tests and the papers based on that? Did they do all the readings? You know, are there old tests that, not cheating, that the teacher hands out, that reviewing those might work? Find somebody who has taken that class and done well in that, and ask them for their blueprint on it. They might even have old notes or something you may borrow. You know, they might even have, oh, this is what I remember on the test. Like, that is worth taking somebody to lunch for a 30-minute conversation for each of your classes, just to get a general blueprint of how to do it. And when you're pre-med, you know, chemistry, orgobiology, physics, they almost always, there'll be somebody who is a year or a semester in front of you. You know, find someone, have kind of a mentor model relationship with them. Take them to lunch every semester. I'll buy you lunch. Tell me a little about these classes. God, that would be so much. So that's key number one, is find somebody that's taken the class and knows the formula. When I was in med school and when I studied, God, I figured it all out myself. I was like, I really want to know the fundamentals, so I'm going to read these books that are not recommended by the text, and I'm going to read the text, and I'm going to go to lecture and do that. No, it didn't work. Like, it was so busy. There was so much information. In the end, what most of us did is we would memorize the notes from the class. And then we would get the old tests and take the old tests until we had seen every question on there. And the old tests were legit. That was not cheating. They were out there. The professors released them. And that was how you did it. You memorized this. You know, you memorized the actual slides. You took the old practice tests, and then maybe you would like bounce things back off somebody in like a session, like kind of a little quiz session with a friend or and classmate. And that's how we would have done it. Like, I would have cut all the other silliness that I was doing and just done that in medical school, and kind of figuring out that's the thing. And it's different for each class. So like our pathology class, you could do that. There were old tests. But then there were other classes where maybe cell biology or something, I don't even remember which one, they didn't have those, so you had to do it a little different. The homework actually was very helpful. It depends on the class. My point is, find somebody who's taken the class and knows what is that blueprint. Because this is the idea. If you do what they did, you're going to get their results, you know. If you study, if you read the same book and you do the same homework exercises and you learn the same stuff, you can do well in that class. The second thing that I would recommend for learning is just simple repetition. Whatever the material is that you're going to do, if you can get it in one concise place, few pages, you know, like one of these things where you got everything put on one page, or even, this really worked for me, you know, you write one thing down here, add another thing over there, and you cover one of them up. And then you read the first half of it, you know, like, shoot, let me give you an example. Tuberculosis, primary pulmonary tuberculosis is found in the lungs. Whatever, you cover that up, you read that, you do that, whatever. Repetition, something where you've got it all on a few pages and you just go over that. So I would build this thing out throughout the month leading up to the test. Build out these couple sheets that had all of that information concisely in one place, because the actual writing it down is part of the learning process. And then at the end, this is the point. Repetition, 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 you know, like, that's really annoying. Repetition is the way that you learn that stuff. And then, you know, like a little meeting, a little verbal back and forth with one other person where you're kind of quizzing each other, something like that. That's it, done. That's how I would do it now. For all of these classes. Writing papers is totally a different thing. You know, spit out a draft, write it, review it a few times, take it to the professor, say, hey, what do you think about this? A lot of them would look at it beforehand, help you craft and write a better paper, or take it to a TA, teaching assistant, and help them to make, if you put in that much effort, you're gonna get yourself into an A- or an A. Shoot. What did I really do? What did I really do? Crammed the night before, stayed up all night on med school, just went crazy, shoving all that stuff into my head and just downloaded it onto the test, just spitting it out. And then I would write papers the night before, but it was not as effective. I don't think I learned as much. I didn't do as well. This is what I would do now to get good grades in med school. So I just only really told you two things. One, find somebody who's taken the class that you're taking and get the blueprint from them on how to get an A. And then two, repetition, repetition, repetition. Those are my two keys on how you can get good grades and A's in pre-med, which is getting good grades is one of the, along with scores, those are the most important things you can do to get into medical school. Tell me what you think. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'm going to talk about just a couple pointers on how to do well on the MCAT in the next video. Good luck.